I appreciate it very, very much.
Having Grasshopper and getting a business.
I have to just mute this commercial here. I guess we are live. Welcome to Sunday Nights with Those Guys. What's up, Herman?
How you doing?
And Curtis. Also, those guys.
How you doing?
What's going on? How are you? How was your week? Because I know it was a very long week for me. Anyone want to go start out? Because I want to save Herman for last, basically, because he went camping.
Well, you forgot.
He had fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Ed McMahon of live YouTube shows is here. Please welcome Mr. Paul Murray.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, what's up, William? Happy birthday, Aerial Landscape. How are you, brother? And welcome to Sunday Nights with Those Guys. I really, really don't have any drone news this week because there's nothing dramatic in the world. Everyone is talking DJI and their drone, and then you have the Osmo 3 coming out. Everyone's seen the videos. Everyone has seen reviews on the goggles and everything. And now it just becomes what the rest of the world is doing by buying Android or Apple. Because that's what it comes down to. DJI is Apple, and the rest of the world is Android.
Well, I haven't told you guys this. I've told a few other folks, but I will share with you. So I have a Parrot Disco wing, and it's okay. It's a beginner wing. That's all there is to it. And I wanted to learn how to fly a wing, so I got that, and I'm very proficient at it. I'm not real happy with the camera or the goggle situation. It's one of those deals where you stick your phone in there and then it's a box thing that fits over.
Yeah.
As soon as I watched Ladrib do his, not the rotor ride, but the one after that, where he did his flight and he went behind the building and flew around and came back around and all that stuff, I decided that this Parrot Disco wing is going to get the DJI treatment.
Okay. All right. Well, see, you know what? That might be fortunate enough, because what I do know and like about the Parrot Disco is I understand from once you launch it, you don't even have to look for it anymore. She's going to hover until you take control of her anyway around you.
Well, we're going to gut. That is true, but I'm going to gut all of that.
You're going to gut it out and put the DJI system in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So you know, for anybody that's interested in flying a wing, they don't make these anymore, but you can get them on eBay and they're pretty cool. It has this auto takeoff feature where you literally just toss it and it goes up to 120 feet and then it starts circling and it just stays there until you touch the sticks.
Can you change that altitude?
Yes.
Okay.
Not a problem. But that's just out of the box. 120, that's plenty of feet for most everybody. But and then the other things that it can do is auto landing. So you can get far out. You can get too far away and hit auto land, and it'll do the return to home just like DJI does. But what it does is it comes back, and again, the 120 feet, you can set it higher, and it will start circling.
Right.
When it starts coming down, and then it will land. Or you have the second option where you can bring it down yourself, like you're going to land it. You know, you make your little runway, a little pad of grass or whatever. The problem that I have with it, because when you get it to 10 feet and it's spring loaded on the RC. So when you get the throttle down and you get it down to about 10 feet, it won't go below the 10 feet above where it took off from.
So you have to kill the engine.
No, you pretty much killed the engine, but it's still going to glide. So once you get to that 10-foot mark and your throttle is all the way off, it won't shut off. Then you release it, the spring pops it back up, and you hit the return to home. And then as it kind of goes up, it'll start coming down and then land. So you need about a length of a football field to land this thing.
Well, we have a guy here in New York. Hey, Noah Myers and Ariel. We have a guy here in New York named Xavier. He was on Ken Heron's Thursday night. Cool. He has a disco, and he's come out here to Far Rockaway, and I've seen him try to land it a couple of times. And when he came in so high, he just like hit full throttle and went back around to come in again. But you do need a pretty good space to land on.
Land that thing, yeah.
What you're saying is maybe you should start your descent from a little further out.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you know, depending on space. I mean, we have a lot of, so up here in the Pacific Northwest where I live, there's a lot of trees, and finding a gap of a runway is a little tough. I mean, we're kind of limited where we can go, or where we can land at. But there's a few RC fields around here that I went to and took it out there. And then I had several guys that have RC planes, and they were all like, "Wow, that takes a lot." And we went through it with them. They were all like, "Wow, that takes a lot of space to land because of the process you have to go through."
Right. Right.
If you didn't have that limitation where it wouldn't drop below, where it stops at 10 feet above the ground, you can't reduce it anymore in the app at all. That's where that, so it doesn't.
That's the minimum.
So, and it's a safety feature, so you don't crash into the ground, because you can dive down pretty sharp. You can almost dive a building, not quite, but you could almost go up to a building and dive almost straight down. But it's more like a 30, no, what's 30? It'd be about a 50 to 60 degree angle you can get on it. But
Okay.
you got to go way up and full throttle and point straight down to get it to do that. But it's funny when you do that, when you get down close to that 10 feet, that sucker, I don't care what you're doing, it goes, and then it shoots straight ahead.
And it pulls out.
And it pulls out whether you like it or not.
Huh. Interesting.
Oh
I
my
do-
gosh, look, it's Rojo Droner.
Robert,
Hey, what's up, Roger?
he
How are you? And welcome
Robert ended
to,
up changing his
welcome
name
to
because
Sunday nights with those guys.
Robert
Robert-
changed his name.
What'd you say, Paul?
Robert changed his name because Curtis did a new intro for him, which is absolutely fantastic. And it came out because he's RC. He's changed it because it looks like a RO. So now he's RO.
yeah, I was
Okay.
playing around with it, and the font that I chose, the C is kind of close together, and it's almost like an O. And that was the only thing that anybody said anything about when they saw it. In fact, Robert, I have it if you want me to play it, or you can come on and play it. Either way, here or there.
What does it actually say?
So yeah, Xavier was asking people to catch it. That's true. You can. It's all foam. It is not going to hurt you at all. But if you can get it down to about 10 feet and somebody to stand in front of it, you could actually reach up and just hold up your hands and catch it.
Because the wings are going to shear off anyway.
Well, no, it's not that they're going to shear off. It's not going fast enough.
Okay.
This is a beginner wing. It's a very, very stable beginner wing. It's not like a black sheep wing where it's doing 60 miles an hour.
You can send them an invite as well. I'm interested to hear about Herman's trip. His
Yeah.
trip, because he told me, I was like, yo, did you blind anything out there? And he's like, nah, I only had the light on medium. I would have been landing planes with that thing. Satellites would have been going by talking about there's an unnatural phenomenon in the mountains of northeast New York, wherever he was.
There's no planes flying over there.
That's why I said satellite.
You can go ahead and say it, Herman. Here we go.
No, see, he's too tired. I can mess with him all evening. And by the time he responds, the joke is over. He's mad tired.
Hey, Herman, did you get a lot of good sleep, or where you had one eye open, or?
Where, up there?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm never going up there that weekend ever again.
Just wild, huh?
Here's Robert's new logo, guys.
That's his new logo. What's that? Red drone?
Red drone. It's Rojo.
Rojo. Okay. All right.
Well, it all depends on what language you speak, but yeah.
That's true. They're right. Rojo is red in Spanish. That's true. He's got a point there. Red Droner. Stop. You're going to make him change his name again.
Oh, I can't do anything.
But anyway, Herman tried to fly up there. Every year that Herman goes up there, he does a nice video. You know, he gets up early And that was if you remember him mentioning one time he was walking back and the deer just came out and looked at him and then kept going. He was probably up there then flying. But this year, they got slick. Herman?
Well, there's a place up there where, it's a state park, but there's a spot where that's not the state park, and you can fly over the lake. So the last time I was up there, how I found out it was a state park and you couldn't fly there the first time was when I first got my drone. I went up there, and there were these guys out there cleaning up on this beach, and they rode by a couple of times. I'm out there flying, changing batteries, and I know that the office doesn't open till like 8 o'clock. So I was out there that morning because I wanted to catch, the beach and sun, coming up in the morning and everything. These guys out there, and next thing you know what, they roll up on me, and the guy with the boss with the green shirt tells me, "You can't fly here." And I was like, "Why?" He said, "Oh, it's a state park." I was like, "You can't fly in a state park?" And I didn't know. I had just got my drone. And the guy told me, can't fly. I was like, all right. So they told me that I could apply for a permit. And that's how I found out about applying for the permit to fly in the state park. So the next time I had applied for the permit, they told me when I could do it. So I was like, all right, no problem. So now, this time I went up there. I know I can't fly this. I'll tell you, there's a place where outside of the state park, but you can fly over the lake. Same guys, they rolled up on me and was like, you can't fly here. I was like, but before they came up to me, I had already packed up and everything. I had already got a few shots and stuff like that from where I was. And all the guy wanted to do was just roll by and set up some equipment. And I'm like, oh, here they come again. He rode right past me, set up his equipment, and went about his business.
Wow.
Well, he didn't get a chance to fly as much as he wanted. He had burnt a few batteries before, but now it's like no need to go up there anymore.
Right.
But tell him what the parks guy said when you guys got there.
This is so funny. And I think they get a kick out of this because, a lot of people from the city come up there to go camping.
Yeah.
So we get there, and they've always had, all of the animals that's out there listed, birds of prey. They got the bears there and all that stuff. How to conduct yourself out there because of them. So this time we go, and they got some special warning now about bears. And the girl in the office there, she goes, "Yeah, we saw about 8 of them." And so, I was like, 8? She was like, "Yeah, and they had some, what do you call it, cubs and stuff like that." I was like, "Really?" So I'm like, "You counted all 8 of them at one time?" Or they've come around several different times. So we've seen them different times. I'm like, so they got distinctive clothing that you can tell that one was the different one from the one. I just think they get a kick out of telling people from the city.
That's what I told them, Paul. I said, they know you're from the city. And he said, "Hey, Vern, watch this one. Do you know there's 8 bears up here running around with cubs?" They get a kick out of telling city people.
You should have seen how clean these people kept the park because they thought there was 8
bears. Huh?
Yeah, well, with 8 bears around, I would imagine it would. That don't seem like it's too clean because they usually flock towards garbage or smoke.
Yeah, they're looking for food or something.
Right, they're looking for food, but if you have food, they're coming to you, not the garbage.
True.
Hey, you guys probably weren't on Canadian Drone Hub this morning, but
Oh yeah.
JDS, right?
Yeah.
He got chased through the woods by a bear, and he's almost was hospitalized. He's got marks all over him, and I know it's not good to laugh at him.
A picture of him?
it's not good to laugh, but he sent photographs of himself to Val, and Val says, "Oh my God, I'm not showing this to anybody."
But hold on a second. He was on foot
Yeah.
and he outran a bear.
So
Oh,
what
the bear got him good.
bear got him.
Oh, how big was the bear?
Oh, they didn't.
Wow.
Not a lot of details, but
Wow.
he's got scrape marks on him and
Cross
claw
his head.
marks.
And he lived to talk about it?
That's
Yeah.
what
Lucky man. Lucky,
Man.
lucky man. Seriously.
So what made the bear quit?
I don't know if he just decided that JDS wasn't worth eating, or what.
It wasn't worth eating.
Yeah, he might have said, "Ooh, this is bad meat. I'm out of here."
He got a little taste and said, "Yuck, I'm out."
Wow. Now see, that would traumatize me. I
Yeah.
wouldn't go near any place they had trees.
Where was he?
He didn't. He didn't specify, but he said it was in the woods. And I think what happened is, in my
What's
mind,
up, Mr. Crowley?
he came up on a mama bear with her cubs, and you know, they don't like that.
Hey,
Wow.
Mr. Crowley.
We have bears up here, and they tell us all the time on the news and stuff. You know, if it's a single bear and it's not charging you, just stand up and be big. Don't run from it,
Mhm.
and make noises, and they'll go away. And there's plenty of documented evidence of that. But if there is cubs involved, you're dead. You can't outrun a bear. You can't outclimb a bear. You can't outfish a bear.
Kurt,
If a bear's involved with it, the bear's going to eat you.
I'm going to tell you something. I've
You have a
seen
better chance with Godzilla. Let me
I've
put it
seen-
that way.
Let me tell you something. Here in New York, I've seen people outrun animals. I never thought it was possible, but this dude was
I
outrunning
just
this.
thought of a bad joke, and I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not. I am not. Hey, have you guys seen my new hat? Look at my hat. Look at this. This is cool, huh? Right there. Check that out. Drone Owners Network. Flex fit.
That's funny. Hey, Crowley, I sent you an invite, man.
You can't outrun a bear, Lawrence.
Listen, I didn't say he outran a bear. I said I've seen someone outrun some animals before. Okay.
But you know what though? The best
Hey,
thing
Robert.
is more than one person.
What are you doing, Robert?
He's on a phone, but he probably can't mute the chat.
Hey guys, I'm out cooking in the garage.
All right.
What you cooking for us?
But he probably can't mute the.
What are you cooking for us?
Hold on. Hey guys, I'm out cooking in the garage.
What are you cooking for us?
Hold on. There, that's better. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yes,
I can
yes,
barely hear you guys though.
yes. That's 1,000 times better. What's going on?
How you guys tonight?
What are you cooking for us, man? Huh?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us now?
I can barely hear you guys.
What are you cooking
I'll come
for
inside.
us?
I'll talk to you guys in a bit.
Okay.
He's gonna sign out and come back in on the computer or something,
Yeah.
probably. Well, anyway, all I know is it's for those reasons why I do not go camping. I went camping one time. I was very young and stupid, and we. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
A little bit later, but I will.
I actually saw it. I thought it was pretty cool. I had wanted to speak to you about it as well. I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you went camping when you was younger.
All right, so I'll do it now. Then.
Yes. I went camping one time in high school, and it wasn't a very good experience because we took mushrooms.
The
Okay.
psychedelic ones.
So
Oh, I thought you meant you took them with you, but you actually took mushrooms.
yeah. Now
Okay.
imagine a young man from the city or inner city, never before camping, and every possible sound that could be made out there was amplified by the mushrooms 10 times. I swear to you, I heard a bat eat a mosquito 3 blocks away.
So some of the comments, Aerial Landscape says that's why you go out armed. Mr. Crowley and his drone says just run faster than your friend.
Yeah, that's what I said. There's more than one person. You don't gotta outrun the bear.
It's
You
true.
just gotta outrun him.
It's
That's
true. It's true. If you can outrun your friend,
Yeah.
you're good.
Aerial Landscapes, you're brutal. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Crowley. You're brutal, brother. You're brutal.
He says they have cougars
Only
upstate.
one problem with that is that if he knows you can outrun him, beware of getting shoved to the floor.
Yeah.
This applies to the zombie apocalypse also, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Crowley?
Aerial Landscape says we got cougars upstate. Well, Ariel, we've got cougars in every bar in town here.
That's an interstate thing, Paul. We have them all over. You
Yep.
should see them in New York.
No, I'll bet.
Often sometimes called MILFs.
Yep.
No. There's a big difference, Curtis.
Yeah.
Huge difference.
There's a big difference, bro.
I'm happily married. I'm not worried about it.
There's a difference.
Yes, and so am I. What does that mean?
There's Robert back in his
There we go.
territory.
Back in my natural habitat.
So
There you go.
Maker's Mark, don't turn your phone off yet. That looks kind of strange.
The ceiling fan.
Yeah, I know. It looks a little strange. Anybody else think that looks strange for some reason?
Well,
Yeah, those look weird.
either that or he's falling.
Those look like he's falling.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
I thought that's right.
Phones. Welcome to Sunday Nights with those guys. Well, I thought I was going to get a good laugh at Herman's expense about his camping trip, but he seems to be holding it in. So we'll go elsewhere.
It wasn't much to tell. I mean,
I wanted to know about the light, and then you tell me I only put it in medium.
well,
Huh?
there was no need to put it on high.
You never even tested it on high?
Yeah, I turned it on high. It was just too much.
What did you like wake up the entire campground with on high or what?
Well, no, there's like this little step down. You got to come down to get down to where the table was, and on high, I couldn't see down the stairs.
It's like
It's like you're on stage and you can't see past the 15th row.
Yeah.
Or after the 15th row is where you can see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all of the lights here, nah.
Oh, see, I told you I would have been signaling planes, satellites, search, rescue units, everything with that light.
Flashing
Been like this and
airplanes.
there with it. And then he tells me before he leaves, he says, "Did you know what?" And I said, "What?" He said, "It'll blink SOS for 40 hours." If something that can blink SOS for 40 hours, dude, I pray that they find you. You put that thing on its highest intensity. What's up, Robert? What's up, Crowley? What's going on, man?
Cleaning a drone.
Cleaning a drone?
Did we have a mishap?
What happened?
No, I flipped it over in the field today. It like flipped over. I lost visibility and just dropped it down, and then it took off upside down. So I don't know if you can see in the camera, but it's like all dirt,
Oh, smutsik, yeah.
all dirt, and right here that's all clean.
All smutsy.
Smutsik.
Smutsik.
Well, that's as bad as my first real flight with the drone, with the racing drone. I freaking went out. I said, okay, I know this end of the park has puddles. So I'm not going to go in that direction. And somehow, you know how you wind up doing a flip, and you know where you are, but you don't know where you are. You know what's up and you know what's down.
Right.
I did a flip, and everything went black because I was apparently close to the ground. And when I found the drone, it was semi-submerged, just the frame of it in brown muck. Yeah,
That
check
sucks.
In brown who?
in
Muck.
muck. You know that stuff in a baseball field that never truly dries out?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And your feet sink into it.
yeah, that stuff.
I
What's
just dropped
up,
a link
Curtis,
in.
with the-
I just dropped a link in the chat. So the show that I do, Drone Owners Network Live, we got a whole bunch of swag that we put out, and if you guys want to give us a little support, we do appreciate it. There's some coffee mugs over there and all that kind of fun stuff. But these caps are really pretty darn cool. They're the
Where
Flex
is
Fit
this
ones.
company located?
I don't know. I don't really have anything to do with it. Part of the team came up with this stuff. We're trying to buy a whole bunch of equipment, get our show back up and running, and this would kind of help us out.
And whose idea? Hey, what's up, Brent Nunley? Whose idea was it? Adrian Mateo says, "What's up, Herman?" Whose idea was to put the Mavic 2 Pro on for the logo?
I believe that was Stig Idesol that came up with. So it was a combination of people: James Jackson, Stig Idesol, Corey Jacobs helped with some of the logistics of some of the products, getting them all into one location. It was a team effort, but the one with the Mavic, I think, was Stig Idesol that came up with that design.
Okay. All right. What's up, Justin?
Hey, what's going on?
Justin's
Hey, Justin.
Justin's iPhone.
It's
I'm on my
Justin.
phone.
You survived the Philadelphia trip, I see.
Barely. Because
What do you mean? What do you mean barely? We had fun, man.
No, well, what I mean is that it was so hot. It was so hot in Philly that we didn't realize how hot it was.
Yeah.
So by the
How
time we
hot
arrived there,
was
like,
it?
We were dying.
No, you have no idea, Curtis. Now, we're from New York, and we have a lot of water around us. So the humidity is usually at, if it's not raining, anywhere from 70, 80, 85%, which means literally you raise your arm like this, and then you tilt it down, and you can watch the water run.
Oh
In
God!
Philadelphia, it was that same hot, minus the moisture in the air. So you basically felt like a fish on a frying pan gasping for air.
Wow!
And when I say hot, literally, when I went to look into my hood, at one point we were flying, I went to look into my hood. I had wiped my head with a rag already, which was already saturated. I wiped my head and I put my head down like this, and then a drop went down into the sunshade and landed on the screen.
Wow!
It was really, really hot in Philly, but we had a ball, and I finally got to fly to William Penn. Because the last time I was there, I had a Phantom 4 standard, and the camera just couldn't capture what I wanted to capture. Now that I have a Phantom 4 professional, I actually got to shoot the statue and the city of Philadelphia the way I wanted to.
That's
Yeah,
great.
it was definitely a better trip. We got more.
It was, yeah, it was a really nice trip. And in fact, this here is, I didn't film the whole thing, but this ship here is actually one of the places that we flew.
Yep.
And this is the US.
That's United States, isn't it?
Yeah, United States, correct. That is the United States.
It was like 100 degrees out there.
Dude, and my Billy drone life was, oh my goodness, man, this guy. Him and Billy Kyle, first of all, him and Billy Kyle were dry as a flower on a summer morning. Me, Herman, and Justin looked like someone poured the Gatorade over us, and we were just dripping sweat. And these guys they're laughing, they're joking, and not a bead of sweat on either one of them.
Did you shut off the AC?
Huh? What happened?
Oh no, I was talking to the wife.
Oh, see, okay.
She's
So we
asking
had
me a
fun.
question. I'm
We
like,
had fun though. We got to fly. Oh, I forgot to take this off. I'm sorry.
Well,
We
I
had
like
fun.
that ship because that's a historical ship, and
It's
I
longer
think
than the
they're trying to
Titanic.
restore it, aren't they?
What happened?
Aren't they
No,
trying to restore
Billy
it?
actually told us the story. He said Carnival Cruises was actually going to restore it, and after having an inspector go through it, they found that it would not be worth restoring.
Oh, that's too bad.
That Billy gave us the history on it. It's just that I didn't get a chance to fly much because we were supposed to have left after the second spot of 3 we went to. We weren't going to go to the third spot, but Mike said, "Yo, I'm here already." So we were like, "Okay, we got to go there, say what's up to him, and get out."
And then the restaurant
What's up,
incident
Rick?
happened.
What happened?
Then the restaurant incident happened.
Yeah. Then we wind up staying and then there's the pickle incident and all of that stuff.
The pickle incident. That's funny.
Yeah. And apparently now Philly Drone Life and Billy Kyle are best of buds because
Yeah.
we were on Herman's stream last Wednesday and he goes, so Billy, what do you think? You know, he yells off to the side like Billy's sitting on the couch in his house.
Yeah. Bill,
Yeah.
in fact, Lawrence said, what's Billy over there doing his homework or what?
But we did get the fly to Parrot and Nafi, which I have to say is a pretty impressive little drop.
Yes.
Was it impressive?
Billy he let us fly. Everyone that was there fly his Parrot and Nafi.
So what's so impressive about it?
You want to know what? It's a nice little drone if you don't plan on flying more than 100 feet away from yourself.
No, it flies further than that.
It does fly further than that, but I mean,
Well, who was it that started flying it and went away quite a ways and
it was me. He gave me the control. He says, hey, check out my drone. So me being a long distance flyer, I put it up to a decent height in the parking lot and I just head out across the parking lot. And I'm going. He goes, whoa. It's only Wi-Fi. And I'm like, I know, but it has returned to home. So I turned around and brought it back. But it's I can't say cute little drone, but I can honestly say for a first timer, it would be more than adequate.
And it's quiet too, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's very quiet. It's
very ultra quiet.
I think it was quick too. It zips around real quick.
And in fact, at full throttle, it's at slow racing drone speed. A slow racing drone, that's about how fast it does at full throttle. I could say, I didn't look at the speed, but I can say it may be, give or take, maybe about 20, 23 miles per hour.
Well, the reason I ask is in a roundabout way. Here in Tacoma, we have the 11th Street Bridge, and there may be some inspection work that needs to be done.
That's why he switched it out. He had the Mavic Pro as to do inspections, and because the camera tilts up on that angle, he uses it for that specific reason.
So for that, I might be taking a look at it.
Excuse me 1 second, guys.
Yeah.
Like even the user interface is pretty much everything is right there on the screen.
Hey, what's up, Mark?
Centroid's in the house. Drone Effects with Claude is here. Who else is here today? Above and Beyond Drones. Brent Nunley. What's up, Brent? Rick Halber already said hi to him. Nice little crew going.
Hey, Rick.
19 watching and only 2 likes. Come on, guys. The like button is free, you know.
If this works, Centroid, if you have time to pop in or not. You know what? I stopped looking at the likes for that particular reason. And now I see why people actually turn them on and off.
Well, Lawrence, you know what's funny?
What's that?
I'll tell you about these people who.
What's up, bro? What happened?
I want to know about the camper trip. There was another family that was across from me, and they had a lot of people.
How many people?
They had this one guy in the family. I didn't understand him at all. You know, you drive your car up into the woods, all this dirt and rocks, the detail of shit. Totally wash the car down and everything. Scrub it out, clean the car, blow out all the cracks and crevices, and then turn around and drive it back out through the dirt and all the rocks and everything. That didn't make much sense.
It almost makes you want to invest in a covered wagon and park your car someplace and go in there with the horses in the covered wagon.
You might as well, because, I mean, Herman said he detailed his car there.
Yeah, guy detailed his car right there in the woods. I'm like, yo, dude, you still got to drive it out.
Oh, Justin's from here, Drone Life. Justin's here in New York with us. He's one of those guys from New York here with us.
Yep, Justin.
Justin's like 30 minutes away. And we had planned, since Herman was away, for some reason, I forgot about the live stream. I'm like, yo, Justin, you want to go flying on Sunday night? And he's like, yeah, bet. We can go over here. And then he's like, no, don't you have a live stream? It looks like, yeah, I do.
I
So,
guess I gotta go.
Hey,
Justin, are you working tomorrow? You work tomorrow?
No, I am taking off tomorrow. I had a long
Let's
week and
go
I'm just like,
somewhere.
I'm staying
What's
home.
up,
there
Herman?
you go.
What's up, Herman?
Hey, Lawrence, can
Yeah.
I share? I'm looking at another drone. I'm going to share it and see what you get.
Go ahead, man. Okay, Centroid says he'll join. Herman, if we can, the egg.
the power
I
egg, yeah.
saw that.
The power egg.
Our egg.
Do you know that this particular drone, when it first came out, was over $1,000?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was $12 or $1,400.
Yes.
And somebody, Captain Drone or somebody, just did a review yesterday and I watched the whole thing. It was a 12-minute review, and he was tickled to death with it, what it did for the money.
Well, you want to know what? I think it's a great concept and it looks nice, but I'm afraid here in New York, one of these hawks might think it's a large egg and try and swipe it out the sky.
Well, what I was thinking is right here.
Laugh at you.
Do you see where my pointer is right there?
Yes.
Is if you put a couple of those eyeballs on there or something, so it looks like it was looking forward.
Then you'd have to put them all the way around.
Yeah.
But it's hey, what's up, Centroid? It's supposed to have a very good camera, though.
Yeah, very good
It's supposed
camera.
to have a very
and it's
good
got
camera, which is
15
why
to
I'm
8
so upset with Autel, because they've been promising the world that 1-inch sensor, and they have not come out with it yet.
And
They
it's
got
got
all these guys out there to go out and buy that Autel Evo with hopes that they were going to come out with a 1-inch. Well, how long has the Autel Evo been out, guys?
a long time.
Okay. Once again,
15
Autel.
to 20-minute flight time too.
You know what Autel did? Have you guys seen that pizza commercial? The guy goes to the pizza shop. He says, "I want 2 pizzas." So there's a pizza on the table, and the guy takes a mirror and says, 2 pizzas. So the guy goes, "What's that?" He says, "The 2 pizzas you want." You know, the reflection and the 2 pizzas. That's what I feel Autel did with everybody. Seriously.
Smoke and mirrors. Yep.
Did you hear there's rumors now about them coming out with a second version of that drone that's supposed to have a 1.5-inch sensor and one's supposed to have a 2-inch sensor? And people was like, "Yeah, I'm waiting for this. I'm all excited." I'm like, "Man, y'all didn't learn from the Star drone?"
Yeah, I don't know.
Waiting.
Autel makes a decent drone. I'm not gonna lie. I loved it since the Great Pumpkin. The X-Star Premium, we called the Great Pumpkin.
Yeah.
I believe at one time and point, honestly, that did have the best 1-inch sensor on the market.
Wasn't a 1-inch sensor.
Until DJI just updated their firmware and just blew it out the window.
Well, plus Autel doesn't see the no-fly zones.
Yeah.
Well, right now in New York, we have a temporary flight restriction going on.
I forgot to tell you, I was talking to Herman on the phone, and I saw the Air Force One or whatever the helicopter's name is, with 2 helicopters flying behind it from the Hamptons, from out in the Hamptons. They were flying low, but they were not headed to Kennedy Airport. They looked like they were headed down the shore, so they were probably going to Jersey to get that.
Yeah, he's going to Jersey first.
It's either he was coming from Long Island, or those helicopter pilots were the hell out there partying while he's still in Jersey. But I got to see all 3 helicopters flying down.
The thing that kills me is that
since this is going on in New York and you really can't fly, I mean, you could do whatever you want. You're not supposed to fly, but everyone is like, "Oh, screw DJI right now. I'm flying my Autel drone now."
But you know what the problem was? Usually when he comes to New York, what happens is he puts they drop a no-fly zone around the New York metropolitan area. They drop a no-fly zone which connects to that over the New Jersey area where his golf course is. And during the entire time that's in Jersey, we can't fly in New York. This time they did it different. They dropped the no-fly zone when he flew in through Kennedy, because that's a portable no-fly zone that follows him wherever he goes. For you guys that didn't know that. They had set it up by satellite before he gets here. And from the time he's in New York, it follows him all the way to Jersey. Well, now this weekend, instead of dropping both no-fly zones over New York and Jersey, they dropped it over New Jersey and part of Staten Island. So everyone in New York was going, oh, no-fly zone, I can fly, but the idiots didn't know what the hell was going on.
Did you guys hear about that situation with the Tappan Zee Bridge? Was that a true story?
What happened?
You didn't hear about that?
The Tappan Zee Bridge, yes, is a true story. What happened is, and I'm going to tell you that we'll with that Ken Herron thing right now. 107 pilots know this. Non-107 pilots know this. No-fly zones, temporary no-fly zones do not just pop up.
You're right.
Herman mentioned it on the show Wednesday night. If this dude was flying, you're talking about the guy with
the guy who tried to capture the demolition of the Tappan Zee Bridge.
Aaron had Xavier on his show to explain that, blah, blah, blah. Well, anyway.
That's the same thing you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think just found out.
You've already discussed it. I don't want you to have to.
No, I'm not disgusted. What I am disgusted about is.
No, I mean, if you've discussed it with everybody, you don't need to go over it with me again.
I'm disgusted.
No, because
I'm disgusted, Centroid. Let me tell you.
It's just that
this before it happened. So
it's just that my blood pressure was raising because people truly watch these videos and they watch people's vlog and they don't listen to the people when they speak. They're watching it like robots. They don't even know what the hell the guy's saying. Because if you knew anything about flying in the state of New York or anywhere in the United States, you would know damn well TFRs do not just go bling. You can't fly here.
Right.
Right. They don't.
But if you do fly in one.
And I'll leave that topic alone right there.
Yeah, definitely.
I gotta go, guys.
Take care, Rojo.
Robert's still cooking. Yes.
I'll be over shortly, Robert. I don't know what you're cooking, but I bet it's good.
It's actually
The problem is this. For the reason why that they said that TFR was there.
Later, Rojo.
That is something that he would have known days in advance.
Well,
it's not something that would have just popped up out of nowhere.
Well, I mean, and anybody with a minimum amount of intelligence would know if they're going to have explosives in the area, it's going to be a no-fly zone.
I have explosives.
Well, Mark.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you this, Mark. They already had a no-fly zone around the bridge because they were doing construction. Because my drone couldn't go through it and would hit a wall and stop. Herman's drone hit return home and decided to try to get home to China, but he recovered it back. He recovered it back. So.
It doesn't suck. It's like it's a whole different.
Remember, you were out here on the beach, Justin, and everyone was flying inland and returned home, or it went into return home and started out over the ocean. Well, something similar happened with Herman when we were at the Tappan Zee, but. I'm going to tell you right now, he was filming them carrying a piece of the bridge down. The demolition part was already over. They just had to put a no-fly zone around because when they're doing construction on bridges, people try to get those shots with their drones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, so it's I refuse to believe that this guy who lost his drone didn't know that there was a no-fly zone because he's a member of NYC 5-borough drone meetup.
Oh, geez. And rumor has it he's trying to blame DJI for it?
Yeah.
Rumor. Rumor has it. He says it should
be. Person not taking accountability.
Yeah, it goes in the water and he says it's DJI's fault.
They took control of it by auto landing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's part of the protocol. It should be returned to home.
But hold on.
It's easy to say that, but if you notice when you're flying, sometimes you get these things on the screen. Your return to home path
will cross through.
Right,
yes.
they cross through the path of
no-fly zone. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So how are they supposed to bring you back past the endangered area that you're not supposed to be in the first place?
I guess the safest bet is to auto land.
They don't know you're over water. They just need you not to be there.
And they don't care if you're over water.
I haven't run into those particular situations where I live, so I haven't really thought that thing through.
I live next to JFK, and if you look at your map, your Google Maps map, and you're near an airport, you see the actual flight paths that go out in these directions. Now I can tell you, when the flight paths are active, they're red. When they're not active, they're grayed out. It would not have been hard to look at your map and see the entire area that you're in. Hey, what's up, Matt? Is a no-fly zone. And what I mean by that is there's two protocols when you hit a geofence or no-fly zone, okay? One protocol is you hit it and you stop and you cannot go forward no matter what you do, because I tried. I hit one and I stopped and I didn't know it was one. I thought something was wrong. The brakes hit and I couldn't go forward.
It also speaks to you, it notifies you on the
air. Yes. So I backed up and said, wow, that's a no-fly zone. Let me see what the parameter of where it goes around the bridge, the Tappan Zee Bridge. Okay, now the second protocol is if you take off and you're able to take off inside a no-fly zone or cross through one and enter one completely, it will go into auto land.
Yep.
It will go into auto land. Now,
Aerial Landscape says they should not auto land the drone in 20 seconds.
Well, you want to know what?
They auto landed it.
When that thing is told to land, it's going to land whether you want it to or not.
And apparently Ken Heron says I can't actually fly, so I don't have to worry about it.
Just like they can tell your drone to ignore the last home spot and go somewhere else, they can do the same thing with that.
Ken Karen. Oh, that's funny.
What are you going to do when
Karen.
What are you going to do?
Oh, you're so cute, Ken.
A no-fly zone and fix it so that instead of going to return home to you, it returns to them and lands in front of them. And you can't tell me they can't do it.
Yeah.
Okay, if they can make your drone land, they can also tell it to ignore that home spot. This is your new home, land over here. It's that simple with firmware.
I don't think they care where it goes. They just say land.
Yeah.
Well, of course they don't care, because technically you're flying in an area you should not be. But like Herman said, if Curtis, you're here and you're flying in this area, and all of a sudden you happen to clip a no-fly zone or a runway area, and your shit is forced to land, I think that's kind of messed up.
Yeah, well, my only thought would be, we live in an era where technology knows everything from tree heights, Google Maps and everything else. Well, how hard would it be for them to have a system that it brought the drone down to just above any obstruction level and send it home?
Well, it also has. I mean, I realize we're not talking about a physical obstacle, because part of the new series of drones that are coming out is on a return to home, it can avoid obstacles in its path on its way home. How hard would it be to say, okay, in Lawrence's example, how hard would it be to implement something that says, okay, take the path that takes you directly out of it, of that zone, and then go around it? Not crossing it again or anything like that.
I mean, I'm sure they can do that, but who's going to care? I mean, they don't care. They're just like, I mean,
but you want to know what? You want to know, Mr. Crowley? You want to know what, Mr. Crowley? They do care, because these autonomous drones that are going to be flying around are going to be doing exactly that.
Yeah, you got me on that.
Oh, you mean by the one that landed by?
Oh, right. Any of the autonomous drones are going to have that feature.
Well, and the other thing too is, if it triggers it to return to home or land wherever it is, if it just lands, what about the people below? Who's responsible? I mean, I know you ultimately are, but then couldn't a good lawyer go and say, well, the government did it?
You want to know what? You take your flight logs in to a lawyer, you open them up, and you say, I was put into auto land. I was not in control of the drone.
Government took control.
Whoever initiated that auto land is in control of the drone, and they should be punished for it.
The only way that you're going to be able to fight that is if there is absolutely nowhere printed anywhere ever that is what happens when you enter or when you're in one with DJI, and you're never going to beat the fact that it was a no-fly zone, because as a pilot, you're supposed to know that.
Yep.
You're supposed to do your pre-flight
You're supposed to know that. Forget about how quick I can get this drone off in the air. You're supposed to know that.
True. That's true.
Before you go up in the air.
Language. Oh, we can get it up in the air quick.
Yeah.
Get up in there in 15 minutes.
That's all the Mavic guys. They
Right,
say,
no,
"Get
it
my
doesn't.
drone up in
No,
2 seconds."
you gotta know.
I must admit that you
Sorry.
Mavic guys are like that.
Thank
You Phantom guys are still
10
putting your
seconds.
props on.
Watch
I'm
this.
already on my second battery.
That's why I have 5 batteries. I try to keep up with my guy and his Phantom.
I'm already on my second battery. You're still putting your props on.
Don't they go up fast too? It's like whoop.
Mm-hmm.
But
Hey, what's up?
Lauren,
What's up, Ray?
How's everything?
How you
Good.
doing, Ray?
What's up,
Good.
brother?
Now check this out. Justin's taking off from work tomorrow. Herman's tired, but he's down. What are we gonna do tomorrow?
Go to Massachusetts.
No. We need. What happened?
Night or morning? What you talking?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Practice in the morning.
Go to
We got
Massachusetts.
practice. So what about a night run?
I don't care. What's
Me,
good?
you, Matt, all of us, we do another night run.
I'm down.
All right, cool. We'll talk about it in the background.
I'll get back. Okay.
You already talked about.
I'm gonna mute you, Ray, for a second. Oh, you walked away.
So Lawrence, there's a DJ. I saw a post on Facebook where there's one of those DJI drone groups. So a guy was flying way out of the line of sight. I'm talking about 20,000 feet. So the guy complains that his drone lost signal and disappeared. And he looked at the logs that said, and he checked the logs. It says the log said it fell in the water. So if you look, I wish I could get a screenshot of his logs. He went 20,000 feet one way and try to make his way back, and it looks like he panicked and his battery just died and it fell out the sky. So he's blaming like, oh, something DJI drones is bad. It just lost signal. I was like, no, you lost power and it fell into the water.
Well, he wasn't paying attention to his battery.
I don't know.
But why didn't it return him to home?
Herman.
He is too far out.
This goes into what we were talking about with the guy by the Tappan Zee Bridge. Also,
too far out.
You look at his battery level. He obviously adjusted the low battery level.
Right, but it's gonna keep compensating.
Right, but
not if you keep pushing it away.
In New York, and most of the incidents where they've lost drones here in New York, they turn that LBC down to 15%, 20%. You understand? So if you're gonna take the risk and do that, and then go out 20,000 feet, like you said, Justin, I feel bad for you losing a bird, but
it'll get back.
I have a silly question. If these people are flying drones, I'm going to make a stupid assumption. Maybe they also drive cars.
I hope not.
Get a battery. It's kind of like looking at the fuel gauge.
Yeah.
Why aren't you? That just doesn't make any sense to me.
Exactly. That was my point.
Now, if you think about it, what percentage is your drone going to auto land?
All I can say is your drone tells you more than one time, more than two times, more than three times. Yo, you better get your ass back.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you ignore it after 3 times, you throw your hands up and walk away from the person. Because when he says
never ignore it,
dropped out of the sky or it's auto landing, you can't be mad. Yeah, I mean,
exactly. And I set mine as at 30%. Once it hits 30%, I'm making my way back from wherever I'm coming from.
I don't ever ignore it because mine triggered return to home over by Hart Island and Lawrence.
I was there. I was there. This is the first time Herman was clenching his butt cheeks the rest of the flight.
It's gonna make it. It's coming. I'm like,
oh my God, that's awesome.
Hey guys, I'll be right back.
Okay.
And you can see it. It's coming towards the beach and it's starting to do this.
Yeah, slowly descend. Yeah.
And I'm trying to give it more, to keep it up, and it just landed with the battery was cooked.
Yeah, it wasn't funny, but to see Herman literally, he's still, you know how you know your drone has low LDC, and you start walking towards it.
Yeah.
Herman had started to walk.
Come to Papa. Come to Papa. Come on, come.
Because we were pretty far inland, because Orchard Beach, you have an entire beach, and then there's a park. And we were like at the back end of the park. He was like, yo, it's descending, it's descending. Herman was like, I don't know if you guys remember a cartoon called Gigantor.
Yes.
Yeah. With the box, Herman was like this.
Yeah, boy.
I got to get a graphic of that. I have to find that so you guys know what I'm talking about.
The thing that kills me is like, why do people freak out when they lose signal or anything like that? I think they make I think they make things worse than they.
Like the bedroom fan is stuck on.
I
know that shit's been stuck for a second.
Well, it comes down to basically you need to know your drone. Everybody that flies and flies often should know their drone. That triggers the funny story
that the bedroom fan, you outside.
Talked about, where the guy was flying the Phantom with a whole bunch of other people, and he didn't know which one was his drone.
Oh yeah, you remember? The dude lost his drone.
They looking for it because you put it up, huh?
Hey, Ray, gotta mute you.
Yeah, remember?
I just muted him. Yeah, the guy who lost his drone, he's looking up, thinking that that's his drone, and why won't it come down?
That's his Phantom, right? Yeah.
People are his Phantom. People are yelling, "Who's
go up? Go up!
Go up! Go up!" His drone. This is the water level. His drone's going like this. And at
off to the side, right?
It bounced 3
at
times.
one time, it actually looked like it went semi-underwater and hit full throttle and came up like this, and it's still coming down. Then it just said, bloop.
Just took over, and that was it.
And he's standing there watching the other guy's drone here.
Yep.
I wonder why it
he
didn't
just
come
bought
in.
it too.
Now, unless you turn unless you turn the haptic, hey Ray, I unmuted you because we were hearing your conversation. Unless you were your hands are totally numb because it's winter, don't tell me you didn't feel the vibration in the joystick. Each time you were getting a warning, an alert. But when we asked him, Centroid, we had asked him, we asked everyone at these meetups, how much experience do you have flying? So we can separate the beginners from the intermediate flyers and the advanced flyers. And he told us, oh, they all lied. Oh, I've been flying for a while. I've been flying for this many years. So you tell us that, we take it for granted. Okay, Centroid said he's been flying for 3 months. Paul said he's been flying for 3 years. Cool Vic or anyone else did their beginners, we put them over here.
Your wings, huh?
And because of that lie, he had just got the drone. He was still paying for the damn thing.
Well, he had his whole family there too.
You're right. He had his family there. He had his friends there who had drones. His friends had the little Sparks. His friends had Sparks. So he had the big bird. Everyone was ooh and ah. His family taking pictures, and they did the walk of shame out of the park with his head down. He didn't have DJI Go Care. He didn't have DJI Care, and he didn't have it insured.
Oh Lord!
He had a box and a controller.
He got a box and controller that he still got to pay for.
And everybody in the park was yelling, "Whose drone is that over there? Whose drone is it?" And he's looking at the one above.
Paul, no lie.
The one above him to come down.
Because of the crowd, there were already 15 to 20 drone pilots there. Because of the crowd, the 15 to 20 drone pilots were there. On top of that, some family members of theirs, and there were at least 30 to 40 more people around observing us taking pictures as we were flying. Okay, so to mean that this whole park was on the rail yelling, "Who's drone? Oh my God, it's going in the water!" People were screaming, babies were crying.
Babies are crying.
It was crazy. It was crazy, man.
Babies were crying and babies were on fire.
People who had dogs, the dogs were barking because dogs bark when people start yelling.
And Lawrence weren't. That's the reason all the other drones were just hovering.
Right.
All
everybody was in a standard position hovering, and he's still trying to bring it down. You can't tell me he didn't feel a joystick. I refuse to believe that. Hey, what's up, Mike Roche?
Paul, you know what's the worst part about that?
Hey, Philly Drone Life, I sent you a link. You said to send him a link.
The
in a
worst
tank.
part about that whole thing is that on his way back to the car with his family and his drone just going down in the water, I can guarantee you his woman looked at him and told him, "I told you not to buy that thing."
Yep.
$1,200 in the ocean.
And you want to know stuff? Because when they realized it was his drone, everyone crowded around him, and he was looking at the screen. There was no more picture. And he looks up one or two more times. Why doesn't he have a picture? Because his shit is going bloop, bloop, bloop.
And then the guy that had that drone flew it away.
Yeah, he did. He did. He damn sure did. He went, he looked down, and everyone was like, "That was your drone." He's like, "That's not my drone." Right there, I walked away. Right there, I walked away because what? I mean, come on. Hey, what's up, Adrian Lee? When are you coming back to the States, dude?
I told you he runs the whole thing down there.
You know what? I used to do meetups, right? And my problem with meetups are Herman and I, or just Herman, we would do the research and we go fly these places. Everybody else in the group would do a meetup and they say, let's go here, you know, and then they get there and pray that they can fly. Herman and I always did research on our spots and where to fly. And that's what made me stop doing meetups in a particular group that I won't mention because of that, because of that fact. And if you remember Herman telling the story, Elliot that introduced Herman to that group that I'm in, Elliot says, yeah, there's this guy, Lawrence, down there. He runs the whole thing. I didn't run the whole thing. Yes, everyone thought I did because I believed in organizing it. And I used to be a teacher. You know what it is, Centroid, right? Get a bunch of kids, you got to snap them in shape, right?
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. So now I do not plan any meetups.
That's what it was.
It's with a select few.
You know, you would have lost it for good if one of your kids would have drowned in the water like that. He was a school teacher.
You know what? My kid wouldn't have been in the water like that. Plain and simple. And here's Mr. Philly Drone Life.
Mr.
Philly
Michael.
Drone Life. Uh-oh.
Says, hold on a second. I don't know what's happening.
Here we go.
Is he in the chat too?
He's I don't think so.
He looks like
You
he's
know
setting
what?
things
William
up.
says
He's trying to get his mic set up.
William says I took control because others weren't. Well, you want to know what? When you're at a meetup and there are administrators, okay, and the administrators are more concerned about flying than taking care of the people at the meetup, or the administrators don't get there early enough to fly before the people get there, then you have a problem. You know?
Yeah.
And I always had an issue with it because I'm not going to send my bird up in the air if I don't know where you are. I don't care how many pilots. If there's pilots in the air, I'm not going to do it.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, sir.
No, not at all.
No.
Come on.
What's up, Mike?
What's up, guys? What's up, Bo? I heard you talking about my boy earlier, and I was sleeping. I popped right up.
You didn't even have the internet on. We said Billy Kyle, and you jumped up.
I can feel it.
You two
We're
must
so
be
connected.
exactly.
He felt a disturbance in the force.
Guys, I won't let them talk about you. You just all right. He's
It's like-
just alerting me.
Amazing
Give me a
over
It's
little
like
nap.
Billy's on the couch in there or something.
Doing his work. He's got a lot of work.
Someone had said last week, yeah, duct tape.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe a cardboard cutout. That'd be kind of creepy. But hey, Michael, whatever.
Yeah,
floats your
you know,
boat.
that
I was listening in. So Herman went camping.
Thanks, Aerial
He
Landscape.
made it
Yeah,
back.
but it wasn't the excitement that I thought. I thought he would say he cut the light on and NASA contacted him and said, could he turn it down?
All right, you want to be honest with you? I really didn't have to use it much. I told you there was another family across from me, and they were chopping down trees, burning hunks of wood and shit.
Oh, get out of here.
It was so bright out there. I didn't really need to use it much.
So they basically had a bonfire every night.
They had something going. They were roasting everything.
You say badger, bear?
I don't know what they were roasting. They probably a lot of chicken, but they had the whole big. There was a lot of them. And one guy told he was out there detailing his car in the woods. That was
Big Matt says that happened to him 6%. See what happens when you listen to guys who change their LBC level. I've seen what happens. I'm one of those people, guys, that when I want to know about something, I research it so much. You research the hell out of something when YouTube has no more videos for you to see.
I was actually
okay.
Nothing else comes up under suggested, right?
Right, exactly. So when I research something, I mean, my first real bird was a flying lawnmower, the 3DR Solo. Okay, we called it the flying brick. And at the time when Herman met us, he almost got one because he thought that was the bird to have. Everybody was flying.
Paul, you know what's funny? And this is, I bring this up all the time because
hey, what's
when
up,
I first
Sean?
went down there, they all had 3DR Solos. It's like Attack of the Ninja Turtles. For that thing.
Turtle shell?
Like a turtle shell. It was a nice bag because it held that big drone in, but it looked like a turtle shell.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was really big, Paul.
DJI, and I'm like, what is it I missed?
Oh, boy.
So Mike,
got one of those.
Mike, you're going to be available after next weekend.
Me? Yeah, I'll be after next weekend. I'm good. I'm free.
Okay, cool. Okay, we may crash your morning show again.
Yeah. Just let me know. I'm actually from this. I'm kind of taking it, playing it low this week, but I'm coming back full force on Friday.
Now, is Michael? Are you going to make sure your buddy Billy's there too with those guys? And
well, I figured you would. We wouldn't have to. I wouldn't have to call.
They're
them.
duct taped together, so I'm pretty sure that he will be.
What's up, Roosevelt? Nice to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a while.
Hey, what's up, Roosevelt?
Billy said he'll be available next week.
Billy said he'll be available next week.
All I gotta do, guys, is text him. We're connected.
Or unchain him.
Take the duct tape off. You gonna be there? Yeah.
Hold on.
Back on.
So when I was sending the messages,
on.
What happened?
So when I was talking to him via text, that wasn't you sending me back the messages.
Oh. Holy smokes, look at this panel. See what happens, Roosevelt, when you're not around? You miss stuff like this. The panel can grow. We can grow even bigger. Just let us know when you want to come in.
I'll take Mr. Crowley for the block.
Here. The drone wood squares. The
drone wood
squares.
I'll be showing this drone here.
You gotta
So
put X up.
I've got a question for
There
Michael.
he goes.
We're full, man. We're loaded.
We're not loaded.
So Michael, my question is, you and I kind of discussed earlier about you doing a show. Is this going to happen? Or do you want how to mention it?
Mike?
Which show? Who?
You.
Live with Michael from Philadelphia.
He's already doing two.
Paul Murray on you.
He's got me. Wait. Who's doing the show? Am I doing the show?
You're doing the show, Michael. Yes, you.
Okay. When do I start?
Doing another show?
Yeah, Curtis is going to be your producer for Live from Philadelphia with Michael.
Michael.
Curtis in the air. I'm good to go, man. We'll put him in the ears, get directed. We're good to go.
Hey, Ray, what's good, man? You're a little quiet tonight, man.
I'm good. I'm back. You hear me?
What's up, Ray?
What's up, brother? What it look like?
Yeah, cool. Not much.
I can't get back to this Zoom call, but at least y'all guys can hear me. I don't know what's going on with this.
Somewhere in the lower right-hand corner on the bottom bar, you should see a camera, a white camera in a blue box on the bottom of the screen. A white camera in a blue box.
It's on the left side bottom.
You have mute me, so I don't even see the
No, I unmuted you. I only had you muted while you were having your conversation. But anyway, Philly Drone Life, we did hear you starting another show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called Me and Billy.
It's a reality show.
Me and Billy do things together.
Duct tape is the sponsor.
Sponsored by Dill Pickles.
Yeah, there you go.
That's just
Mike's
wrong,
pickles.
man.
It's
Or
gonna-
Mike's
it's-
pickles.
I was waiting for that, guys. Come on,
It's going to be a kosher show.
Ed Coach.
What's up, Barry B?
Vowels not on here, Mike, to be easy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
speaking
pretty
of
sure
Val,
everyone's like, what are they talking about?
speaking of Val, where is she? She's okay?
No idea what they're talking
Oh,
about.
she must be working.
Yeah, she's that or she's corresponding with, plotting with Kim over there.
Okay. All right. Well,
All right.
either way, welcome to Sunday Nights with those guys. And we need to do a drop when we have a panel this big with so many guys because it's just starting to get a little bigger. I wish you all had X's and O's. We could put them up.
I'm just upset. I'd rather be Alice though, but
right there we go.
but Zeus is Alice right now.
All right, here we go. You're listening to Sunday. No, you're listening. All right, you're watching Sunday Nights with those. Somebody else do it, man. Go ahead.
Watching Sunday Nights with those guys.
Go ahead.
This show is sponsored by
Those
guys.
And Troy with the X for the block. He didn't say nothing.
Yeah,
Hey, I introduced it first, and then you guys took over.
there you go. There you go.
All right, we'll get it at some time and point.
So you were speaking about this no-fly zone, that guy drone going down. You trying to help him out with Xavier?
Yeah,
Yeah, all right.
yeah. We didn't really want to mention names.
So this guy don't be on. He don't be on Facebook for nothing. When you come out there, he want to be the hero now, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
it's all clickbait.
all I can say about that is that's why I chose to just focus on those guys and try to make moves that way because I can only handle what I have right here.
Well, you know, you've seen it yourself. The group, a lot of guys have seen a lot of guys out there doing some things, and
Give me a second.
guys come into the group and they see things, and it's become like I gotta outdo this guy, and I gotta outdo that shot that this guy has, and it's not that this guy just posted a picture that he took that he liked for himself, and he just took the picture and he created that and he put it up. But it's become a situation where I got to do better than that. I got to get this next shot. I got to get. It's like we're a bunch of reporters and we got to get the scoop on the next guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, man. That's what
we're all naturally competitive.
That's what causes stuff
part of
like that.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
you're supposed to know about those things before you even fly, man.
Hey, Curtis, there was a question in here. Somebody wanted to know about, I think, about
it was Adrian Lee. I didn't want to break in and say anything because everybody was talking. Adrian, yeah, so when you get invited into Zoom, there's a button for you to click, and when you click that, the first thing it does is it downloads essentially what's a media player for Zoom.
real quick.
It's real quick. It's a small file. Once you have it, it's not a big deal. It's secure. This whole thing's a secure line. But yes, there is a small file, but it automatically downloads as soon as you click join, and it takes about 2 seconds.
And then it's there forever. You just time you just click and go.
Yeah, it's essentially this window that you're looking at. It downloads onto your computer so that you can view everybody else on your computer. Very easy, not a problem.
Yeah, the first time's a pain in the butt, but after then it clicks right on.
Well, the thing that everybody runs into is when they first come on a show is getting on the show is not hard. They always run into the microphone and the video problems.
Yeah.
Because you have so many selections that you can choose from, and people don't realize that.
Yeah.
One of these days I'll stop being lazy and I'll actually make a tutorial on that we could send to people, and it'd be like, here, this is what you got to do when you come on. So you'll have everything set up, because everybody that first time they come into Zoom, they're like, deer in headlights.
Audio doesn't work.
Yeah.
Always remember to unmute the one on YouTube. That'd be my problem.
Yeah.
But Justin, your iPhone is amazing, dude. You are so clear. I'm seeing you just perfect, dude. And it says Justin's iPhone, so you must be on an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Really good picture.
More power to the iPhone. More power to the iPhone.
Yeah.
You don't want to know how I feel about iPhone.
Yeah, I don't feel that way about iPhone.
That's Lawrence's favorite manufacturer.
I don't allow anyone in my house with an iPhone other than my son.
Yeah, I don't like
Apple Watch.
They just work though.
I could take them or leave them.
Yeah. I won't fly with anything else other than
Way
my.
out of my price range.
Every device that Apple have, I have it. The watch, the phone, the computer, the tablet.
Yeah,
the
really,
I
really.
either get the drone or the phone.
I
I'll
already
take the
got the drone
drone.
because it's the DJI drone. That's Apple. I don't care what nobody said.
Exactly. I agree with you. I gotta agree with you here. It'll work the other thing, but I'll tell you what, when I want dependability, I always pick up my iPad.
Okay, but also when you lose, hold on. For you iPhone owners, when you lose your music, you actually have to get on the phone, call iPhone, make an appointment to get back music you paid for. Right?
Yeah, you have my stuff stored in the cloud, not Apple Cloud either.
No, all I know is
Don't get Lawrence riled up. He'll start dancing.
No, El, check it out. I'm an old DJ from the old days. So what I do when I play it out, I play the line out and I record it separately out. So
until you have both, you can't really say anything.
Mr. Crowley, are you having fun?
Yeah, I see you, Kurt. Yeah, baby.
They both work.
Hermit salute.
To that iPhone 11 come out, Jess, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
You still gotta share it with Apple.
Anyway, which one of you guys is gonna be the first one to buy that DJI stuff?
I am.
No, me. I've already ordered it.
No, definitely won't be
Oh,
me.
wait, we're talking about the FCC, not the FCC release, but the
FPV,
the copyright
stuff.
release of the new camera that's coming out.
Yes, I gotta build one first, and then maybe I get it.
I'm gonna wait till everybody gets it, and then I'll see what happens.
Curtis ordered it, didn't you?
No, I got to wait till
Reviews,
Saturday till I
there's
get
mixed
my
reviews
check.
about it already.
No, did you guys see the latest though? That there's a rendering of a DJI camera modeled after the Hasselblad, literally a camera.
Oh, really?
Like a cam. You guys haven't seen that yet?
Nope.
Yeah, it's kind of making its rounds. I probably need to go find it and share it with you guys.
$30,000 camera, or is it?
No, it's from what the articles are saying. It's designed for vloggers, so the back end is going to flip up so you can see the screen. We know when you're holding it and you're talking and stuff.
So you can see yourself.
Right. So
I thought that's what the action, the Osmo action was about. That you could see.
Yeah, but it's limited. It only could do a certain amount of things.
Correct.
This is only my opinion, but I think with all the problems with the FAA, that DJI is looking for other ways to make money, and they probably have a ton of stuff that's just being developed that they haven't really planned on putting out. But right now, they're probably putting all this stuff out until they get their situation sorted with the FAA.
Until it all shakes out.
Hold on. We got an iPhone lover in here. He says, "No, you don't, Novice. If you purchase music, you hit buy again, and it says you already purchased it. You're gonna get a timeout, dude." No, let me. No. I really don't have anything against iPhone, because only thing is when you guys wake up in the middle of the night, Imhotep, you'll know why. But getting back to your question about the Mike, about the action, this isn't an action, but it's harder to look professional with a GoPro in your hand as opposed to a real camera.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So if you have the action, which is about that much bigger than this one here, this is the session. But if you have it that big, I wouldn't take you too serious if you came to a photo shoot with that, as opposed to a standard size DSLR.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You know,
who cares?
I know many people, and I know many people that show up with an Inspire, with a Phantom, and with Mavic Pros, with Mavic 2s. Okay, and 9 times out of 10, they leave the Inspire in a box. That's just for show. They use that Phantom and or the Mavic 2 to do their film their footage.
Well, speaking of Inspires, I was almost.
Justin is looking for an Inspire.
Oh, Justin, did you get the link I sent you from my boy? My boy,
Billy Kyle selling his.
Yeah, Michael, just untie his wrist right now. He can send him the link himself.
Yeah, let him out of your closet.
Yeah, no, Billy sent me
an Inspire 1.
Oh, an Inspire 1.
Yes, but I had a guy on Facebook that was selling an Aspire One with an X5 camera on it with a set of 15 millimeter 1.7 lens on it. So he got one 1,500 for it with 3 batteries. So the guy he lived in this area. So I messaged him and I said, when can we meet up so I can do a test flight? The guy gives me the biggest attitude in the world. He's like, oh, you can't test fly. You can put a deposit on it. I was like, excuse me?
Hell no.
I was like, excuse
Hell
me?
no.
I was like, all right, so send me some flight records. Then he comes back and says, oh, do you have a drone license? I was like, you mean a 107 maybe?
Right.
Then he gets attitude and says, don't message me anymore. I was like, okay, whatever.
You want to know what? That sounds like something stupid or a setup.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone that would go buy a drone and leave a deposit.
And not test fly it.
No, no.
Not one that expensive.
We don't do deposits in New York. We buy the drone. We do a test flight right there on my device.
Yeah.
And then we make the sale. I sold my Phantom 4 standard in my backyard. The guy lived in the Bronx. The Bronx by car is maybe about an hour and a half, depending on rush hour, 2 hours. He was an Uber driver. I don't know how he did it, but he got here in just over an hour. We went in my backyard and he saw the drone go up. I connected to his device and he instantly Zelled me the money right there on the spot.
Yeah.
You know, that's how you do. You don't freaking carry cash on you. You don't do none of that. As soon as I saw it in my account, which was a few seconds later, I said, okay, you can go.
Hey, Justin, are you really want an Inspire?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Paul. He's been looking for
version 2 with the X5 camera on it. That's what I'm looking for.
Billy had an Inspire 2 that he sent me a picture. It was the Inspire 2 with the X4S. It wasn't the X5. Yeah. 2 batteries, the box.
He's selling that?
And all that. He was selling that for 24.
Not his. He's selling one. That's not his personal.
That's not his personal. That's a friend of his that was selling one.
Yeah.
So if you might want to get in touch with him if you're interested.
Hey, Justin.
Tell him Michael.
Hey, Justin. Word has it, the pre-owner might have been Ken Adobo.
Oh, hell no.
That's what I was thinking too.
Truth be told, I don't know if I'd want to buy anything from Billy Kyle. He might have beat the hell out of it.
No, Billy's not selling it. It's a friend of his.
Oh, it's a
no. Hold
friend.
it, Centroid. It's a friend.
No, he's still keeping his
friend.
Justin, the only reason I ask is, have you flown an Inspire 1?
No.
Because I've had 2 of them with the X5 camera. I had the thermal imaging camera. I had the whole works. What made me sell them both?
Yeah.
I had 2 of them. I had a Pro and a regular. But because it was Lightbridge.
Yep.
Lightbridge really sucks in any kind of
that's why I turned
high area with radio interference and electronic interference.
Paul, if you don't stop it with that damn Lightbridge, I'm going to tie you up and bring you to New York and make you fly something with Lightbridge in New York. I swear.
Hey, Novice, he's as much a fan of Lightbridge as you are of iPhones. So
iPhones, yeah.
All right, I give you.
If I get there Inspire, I don't plan on.
I don't know. Lightbridge is what brought everybody to the party.
Yeah,
it is. It is.
Oh,
Herman says
it was great in the time, but.
Well, what kind of date are you? Lightbridge brought you to the dance. So you gonna leave?
But here, Herman, when I'm flying a ship and I get 1,000 feet away, and all of a sudden I can't see the camera anymore because the Lightbridge keeps chipping out. I didn't lose control, but how can you track a ship and keep the camera on it if you can't see the video?
As Herman was saying, Paul, what kind of date are you? You go to the party with Lightbridge and you leave with OcuSync.
well, hold on. This is my plan. My plan is to buy it and not pay more than $1,500 for it. So I'll get the Aspire 1 with the X5 camera. Then I'm gonna take the X5 camera off it and sell the Aspire.
Oh,
then I could just buy a base model.
Well, as good as you are, I'd like to see you retrofit the OcuSync and all that stuff into an Inspire.
That would be nice.
Because I told DJ, I called him right up and several times, says, hey, can I send this back and you guys retrofit OcuSync into it? I love the bird. Love it, love it, love it. No, we don't offer that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just so you know, though, the Inspire 2s, even the new ones, don't have OcuSync. They all have LightBridge. So
Right, but they'll probably come out with an Inspire 2 V2.
yeah, that's what
Like
Billy
With
said.
all new batteries.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So as long as I get that X5 camera with the lens on it,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
good.
And then you'll get a base model Inspire 2, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. All
Or
right.
I can wait to see if they come out with another one.
Just be careful they don't change the camera connection on the new one with the OcuSync, because that's just what they would do.
Yeah, because in Inspire 2, it's the X4S and and it's a certain X5.
Yep.
Which is dumb because I think if the Matrice is using the same cameras,
Now, Justin, that might be something for you to look at. The Matrice 210 just came out with a new one that does have OcuSync 2.0. You might want to take a look at it.
It's like I think I saw it in 60.
Yeah,
like
but the Matrice is like a flying lawnmower.
Yes, it's huge.
I saw it in B&H. It didn't look that big compared to. I guess you think of
it doesn't fly the same.
Justin, all I gotta say is when you open it up on your living room table, you'll see how big it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
From what I understand, it's just as fast as the Inspire. But I agree with it. It's not as sexy, and
it's not gonna have the same agility as the Inspire.
And also, unlike the Inspire series has 15-inch props. The Matrice has 18-inch props.
18-inch props.
Wow.
You can put two cameras on it.
Yeah, you could put 3, 2 on the bottom, 1 on top.
Yes, and a small child.
Yeah.
Yes, I've tried it. I don't recommend it though.
And it's waterproof, which is another thing. Yeah, it's the freaking
water resistant.
And you could
nothing's waterproof.
You could start the first Air Uber
Cut it out, Ray.
service. Air Uber.
But you didn't hit an accessory that comes with it, the smaller umbrella that you bolt to the top of it, so you can.
All I know is if you could afford a Matrice, you wouldn't be looking for an Inspire. So
I would rather buy a car than that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree.
If you can get an Inspire with an S5, that guy's Inspire with the X5 camera, it would be worth it because whatever you sell the Inspire 1 for will get you started towards the Inspire 2.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, what do you guys think when they release this new Inspire with OcuSync 2.0? What do you think the starting price is going to be for that bird?
3,000.
Yeah.
Just for the bird, right? No cameras.
If they're giving you the same drone, just with a different transmission system, it's going to be
like the Phantom.
Guys, click that like button, please.
Same bird. It's just a different way of broadcasting the signal.
Different electronics. Yep.
It is.
Well, I think that they'll bump it up too. They
never did it with anything else.
Yeah.
The Inspire 3, I think, is going to be smaller.
They mentioned. I doubt they'll even come out with it.
Excuse me 1 second.
They're still eating off of the Mavic series.
Yep.
The sales for the Inspire 2 has dropped, but people are still buying them.
Is there a need to come out with another drone for them?
No. What more?
Later, Barry G.
In their market, everything else that flies is either failing or just not working.
Well, when are they? When are they coming back with the Phantom 4 Pro version 2? When's that going to go back on a production line?
It's supposed to be in October, from what I hear.
They need to come back out.
They've had batteries on the website, and then they took the batteries down, and they had them back up and took them back down again.
I saw.
You know what that is?
$200.
You know what that is? What'd you say, Justin?
I saw a Phantom Pro battery on B&H website. It was like $219.
But you know what it is? Why you see them putting the batteries up and taking them off? February ends the fiscal electronic year. The fiscal year for electronics in February. So whatever they have between now and can't sell in December, is considered overstock and probably won't get sold going into the new year.
So you're saying in October they're supposed to be releasing that drone again, the Phantom 4 Pro version?
It's rumored that they're supposed to release it in October. Yes.
Oh, I got to get one. That's the, you know, guys, I had that and sent it back.
I got to sell mine before.
Oh, look at there.
Hey, Novice, thanks for inviting me. I gotta go. I got a call I gotta make on Skype. So I'm gonna.
Thanks for hanging out, man.
Oh, thank you.
Hey,
A
Mark.
lot of fun.
Good seeing you, buddy.
Later, Mark.
Herman, here you go. This
Later,
is
dude.
Wow. Oh, that's sweet. That is sweet. He's got a Mavic in here, I'll bet.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Zoom.
Oh, get out. Look at that. I love it.
Now keep
With
in
a
mind,
battery too. In the
Let me ask you
with
a question.
batteries.
That's a knapsack you got there? The bag goes on your back.
Look, it slips right in. Oh, that's sweet, man.
And the best part about it for you, Michael, is you can throw it over your shoulder and not lock it in your car.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Thank you. But so that's the Phantom 4 Pro and the Mavic, right?
No, this is the smaller one. This is just
No, that's a smaller one. They do have a bag.
Yeah.
I think Herman has that bag.
Yeah,
They
Herman
do
has
have a
that
bag that holds the Phantom 4 and the Mavic Pro on top.
Yeah, and on
They do,
top.
they do have a bag that does that. But
I
I'm
got
gonna tell you,
that bag. 'cause
I'm
I
gonna
put
tell
my
you right
camera in
now,
there, too.
on a day of hanging out and flying, by the end of the day, it feels like you're carrying another human on your back.
Yeah.
3 or 4 batteries each drone.
Yeah.
And all of that, the controller gonna die. I mean, gonna die.
Yeah.
Michael got a couple of new cases too. So
Dude, I love my cases. Let me tell you, today I did it. I actually did my first job today. Now it was free because I'm not 107. So I actually did it for free and said, hey, mister, if you want to give me a donation, it's up to you, but I can't accept any money. And
Now,
so I
see,
did my
that's exactly how you do it. And
Exactly.
Sunday nights with those guys does promote doing
Yes.
it the honest way.
yes. And
Well, let me ask you this: is it
Donations are always
pay
welcome.
your wife money?
What happened? What happened, Herman?
Is it the same if you would have given his wife the money and then she give it to him later?
Hold on one second here. The real issue here, though, with a 107 or with the whole thing of selling footage, they're not necessarily going after the drone pilots. They're going after the businesses.
Right.
Yeah.
So who was I mean, don't say the business name here, but they need to be aware that they can't really use that in a business sense.
well, they can as long as they don't get caught. But yes, if they get caught, it's a big fine.
Right.
Yeah, this is one of them businesses.
Because most 107 guys, they don't know how to fly. I'm keeping it real.
Yeah.
They get got it because their brains are smart. That's all. They can't fly. I know a lot of them they can't fly.
Well, unfortunately, here in New York, I do know of a few 107 pilots that should be ashamed to be 107 pilots, but
That's what I'm trying to say.
neither here nor there.
Well, I did have Paul on the phone. If Paul's on the phone with me and he's 107, does that still count, or does he have?
No, I have to physically be there to be able
No,
to.
if Paul has the.
But I have in my ears.
Well,
Let me tell you, Mike, you see the video? You see the video I shot at the Freedom Tower at night? If you haven't, that was flying under a 107 pilot's license.
He was standing next to him.
Okay, he was there. He went in and shot certain images that he wanted in Manhattan from where we were. And afterwards, he still had a little bit of time and said, go on and fly under my ticket. And that's how I was able to make a video.
Sure.
Wow,
Okay.
awesome.
And that's the way you're supposed to do it. If you don't have a 107 pilot there and you're not flying under his ticket, there may and can be issues when you put your footage out.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, I gotta tell you, let me tell you the biggest problem I had, guys, is when you and this is what this is what I was afraid of. When I did the video, he told me what he wanted, what he was looking for, certain flyovers, what he wanted to look in the background. Now, I've done these shots on my own, just flying around the sky and having a ball, and it looked gorgeous. But the minute it turned into a job, it was almost as if I couldn't fly anymore. My fingers didn't work. My fingers didn't work. I was shaking. I kept hitting record, unrecord. I didn't know what the hell to do anymore. It was like my brain didn't work. And
Brain freeze. Yep.
So we
myself,
can.
yo.
We do need to clear this up, though, Michael. The only way you can receive any sort of compensation whatsoever is if you film something 6 months ago and somebody says, "Oh, I love that picture. Can I buy it from you?" There was no intent to make money on that thing.
Right.
The issue for your client is if he uses this publicly and somebody sees it, he can be in trouble.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't get a penny. And there was
No,
no.
it does.
It
It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with him using aerial footage to promote his business. He cannot.
He's not allowed to use it, really?
Unless he gets the footage from a certified 107 pilot.
Oh, gotcha.
According to the FAA laws.
Gotcha.
Now, according to local hood news laws, rules may change. Rules may change and/or vary, but you did not hear that. And
I love
that's
Ray's
not the
attitude,
express-
Ray. I love that latitude, Ray.
That's not
That's
the
awesome.
express consent of Sunday nights with those guys.
Well,
We're not condoning the going left.
Come find me.
Yeah, Michael, isn't your buddy Billy Kyle? Isn't he? He's a 107.
Yes, he is.
So he supervised you. You know.
Which, by the way,
Exactly, he
it's
was
his
there.
birthday. It's his birthday coming up on the 6th.
No, I think we missed it already. I thought we missed it already. Was it the
Oh,
5th?
I believe it's on the 6th. I am friends with him on Facebook, and you're not.
I have a feeling that
Michael
might
told
change.
me. Michael told me he was an administrator on his Facebook.
I'm only going by what Facebook told me. Billy Kyle's birthday is on the 6th.
Going to the
What day he told you? January what?
6th.
He told you January what? Mike?
6th.
He's looking over there to make sure. You gotta take the duct tape off for him to
He
talk.
could say his birthday.
I think we should throw him a little surprise, guys. What do you think? I'll get him some pickles. You guys can bring him some. I think it will be a fun day. I'll bring him a burger with extra pickles.
Guys, I gotta fly. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, man. Thanks for hanging out.
Mr. Raleigh.
I'll talk to you guys. Hopefully, talk to you before Wednesday.
John, you behave until then.
Of course not. Be good, guys.
Bye.
Later, Hen Karen as well. I supported your channel. Thanks for coming to Sunday Nights with those guys. Now, Mike, seriously, if you, like he said, if you're trying, like Kurt said, if you shot it without the intent on making money,
Yeah,
it kind of clears things up, because I shot a video of these projects, Queensbridge, and the guy paid me $100 for 4 seconds of that footage.
Yeah.
Okay, now when I shot it, I had no intention on selling it. He came to me and said, I'm working on a project. It's a documentary of a scientist who grew up in those projects, a Black female scientist that grew up in those projects. And this is how I'm starting the intro to her documentary.
Right.
And he asked, could I have 4 seconds? I didn't give him a price. He said, I'll give you $100 for this 4-second clip. This is all I want.
Exactly
And
what happened to me.
Hello? Yeah. Yeah.
Every day it happens like that.
Yeah, it was already the stuff I got paid for was already on YouTube, and the guy contacted me and said that he was doing something, and the footage that he found in my channel would be perfect. Would I accept, a few hundred? I gave me 200.
Yeah, see that in that case, then you're scot free. You're cool with that. That's not a problem. As soon as we say, hey, Paul, as soon as we say that's not a problem, the FAA kicks his door in, we got him.
Oh man.
I pray that it doesn't.
So the question is, though, that if you think about this, I mean, if they're going after business people, and Lawrence, let's just say Lawrence didn't have his 107 and he filmed something 6 months ago, and somebody says, hey, I'd like to utilize 10 seconds of something you did 6 months ago and pay you for it. But if they're going after commercial businesses, how is that not acceptable?
I think what it is, it's a gray area, because I know some people that have attorneys that specialize in that type of thing, copyright and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, if you shoot something and you own it and it's yours, and you didn't do it specifically for an individual or for a purpose,
right?
Then you have, it's kind of like if you had a commercial vehicle and you sold it to somebody and they didn't want to use it for a commercial vehicle, it's no longer a commercial vehicle. So it's I had a couple of attorneys tell me that it's a gray area and the FAA is not looking at that area.
Yep.
It's where you get in trouble is somebody comes and says, hey, I'd like you to fly this property or whatever, and I'll pay you for it.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're not licensed.
Yeah.
Now, as far as I know, there are ways to fly. They say you're supposed to have 107. I highly recommend you have 107. But as long as you're not walking around with a sign on you saying I'm charging $300 for this picture, you shouldn't have to worry about it. You shouldn't have to worry about it, you know?
Much in the same way that Michael had problems dealing with not being paid, but somebody looking at you and you're trying to do this shot. I would rather spend my time going out filming things that I enjoy filming.
Yep.
And artistically doing things that way, which is why I have not gotten my 107. I'm just want to make stuff for me. That's my line of thinking. But I think I would probably run into the same situation Michael does, where we want you to film this and do this. And when you say it, I go, well, I've done that a million times. I can of course do it. Well, now somebody's looking at me and I'm going, oh man, my fingers are suddenly broke.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it was the worst, some of the worst footage I've ever shot.
You know what your problem was, Mike? You know what your problem was?
No.
You weren't at 200 feet.
You know, that could be. And you know, it's funny you mentioned that. I was actually, dude, and the area that I was in, there was towers, all different heights, buildings, wires, signals everywhere. And he wanted a low shot. He wanted when it's like, oh, so here I'm trying to make it dramatic. And I got right to about 104 feet and everything looked right there. And what I did was I zoomed in. I did it with the zoom, figuring I can get a little higher, make the shot look closer. And I did the shot. But again, when you zoom in and you move, you get jitter, number one. And number two, I swore every turn I was going to hit a pole and I was going to hit a roof. And then the sun was shining on me and I couldn't see the screen. And my hands were shaking. I was literally shaking.
Michael, I know several 107 pilots that will not film for a customer or client with them present.
Yes.
They weren't present. He wasn't present. He was doing his thing. He wasn't present. That's what I'm saying. This was all me, guys. This wasn't.
You know what you do is the best thing is to meet with him, have him tell you, show you what he wants, and say, okay, I'm going to wait until the perfect light, the perfect time, no wind. All those kinds of things.
Correct.
Right. And if you were pressured to shoot at that time in that space, then I might have suggested, I need a couple of days. The weather might not be right today. It may be tomorrow, but I can get you your shot before the week is out. Or next week. Right. Or next week is going to have better weather than this week. I don't want my sky to be blown out, grayish white.
That's what I did. What I did is I went up and I shot the footage. And then when I came down, you're going to laugh. Thank God I went up early, because when I tried to get the shot again, I kind of did. I did it. And then I went, okay, I'm not satisfied that I'm going to do this all again. And I tried to take off and I was in a no-fly zone.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the Phillies played the Chicago Cubs today. And so it was an hour before the game and boom, they put it up. Now, with that being said, guys, I could have got permission. It wasn't that hard. All I needed to do was check a couple boxes. They were going to send me a code. I needed to put the code in.
Right. They would have sent it to you in a text.
Yeah. And I could have got out of it, but I used it as an excuse to walk in and go, listen, I'm going to have to come back next week. I showed
That's cool. That's cool.
Fly zone. And in this way, I could think about it. I could calm down, relax.
I agree when they say don't have the guy there, because if for one, people are very nitpicky. They say they want a shot at his finger, and all of a sudden they want a shot at a finger from behind when they wanted it from the front. Then they want a shot on this angle with the sun coming from that behind it.
Oh, you're in there.
They tend to nitpick over stupid stuff like that.
Maybe I can get a shot with both of those fingers.
Yeah.
And then can we do a shot of each finger that we just did over?
And you know what the thing is, guys, in Philly, we live in row homes. So the homes, it's all cluttered together and you don't have a back of the house. It's not like a single property where you can go all the way around the property. I see a front And on this particular property, it was a corner property, so I saw a side. He wanted north to south shots with the city in the background, and I'm going, wait.
That's what I'm
north to
talking
south,
about.
is it roofs? What are you gonna
That's
do?
exactly what I'm
Look at
talking
roofs.
about.
Yeah.
Now, if you have, now this is where, if he comes to you and he's not there and he says, oh, is there any way you could get the city behind the jacuzzi or something like that? Then you say, well, if you're willing to pay a little extra because that costs money. Like Herman says, Herman knows someone who doesn't go up unless they charge $1,500 at a minimum, and that's to cover their drone.
Wow.
Yeah.
But he's 107. He can
Well,
do
I'll tell
that.
you, I went in
107,
and
he can do that.
I did show the guy the little bit of footage I got, and thank God, he's a wonderful man. He was thrilled with the footage. I wasn't. That's the problem. I'm totally like, I'm a perfectionist, and it was a little bit of jitter, and I just thought, I know I can do it better. So I figured, and it is for free, guys. I'm not getting. I would tell you
right now, Mike.
What's that?
Coming from one drone pilot to another.
Yeah.
That jitter that you see,
Yeah.
half of the time, 9 out of 10 other people don't see it.
Yeah, he didn't see it. He didn't see it. I noticed it, and I think it was only
You
because
probably don't know what it is.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Exactly. So I wouldn't even worry about it, but it's 6:45. We'll be getting out of it in 15 minutes. This way you can untie Billy and let him go home.
Let him go to the bathroom.
At least untie him and change his diaper, his Depends. That you put on.
Be talking about my buddy that way. Now that's not nice.
Hey, Ray.
He's young.
Ray, when we hit up Philly, we got to go hit up this dude, Mike, right here.
Oh, man.
You know, you ever have...
Oh, is Ray coming?
Yeah,
Ray's coming this time? Yeah, Ray, you got to
You ever have a group of guys, Ray, and there's that one guy that you want at those parties?
Yeah.
He's the one. He's the one you want.
My kind of guy. I'm that guy.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I get all loaded. And let me just tell you guys, I'm recharging my batteries all week. There's no treadmill show this week. There's no drone show. It's driving me crazy. I'm going nuts. But I've been put on a hiatus on purposely. I'm not allowed to do anything.
In other words, you better listen to your wife.
Exactly.
Vacation?
Yeah, well, from YouTube, whether I like it or not, or everything stops.
Yeah.
One of them deals.
And she's at work right now, so she can't hear this.
Exactly. She's not home. I'm sneaking.
Oh, no wonder you came on with your hair half combed.
Yeah.
He's like,
That's why I text you.
Get on. So, in other words, as soon as you hear a key come in the door, your screen's going black.
Yeah.
Oh, if it just cuts out, guys, I won't be back.
Hey, Justin, where you headed, man?
You should be coming by me, though.
Justin's on the move.
I see.
No.
He just moved his car 3 feet.
Yeah. Really. Here you go. That's what we do in Philly all the time. We got to joggle for
Yeah,
things.
in my neighborhood, you can't leave the cars in the streets overnight.
What happened?
Can't
Justin?
leave a car in the street overnight, he said.
Oh, so, okay. You put it inside.
Yeah, you get a ticket.
Yeah, that's those stupid laws they have out there on the island. Now they can fly a helicopter 100 feet above the ground, but or 75 feet above the ground, but you can't leave your car in the street.
Exactly.
Speaking of fun stuff, did you guys? I don't know if you're on Facebook or not, but did you see the police dash cam video of the airplane that landed on the freeway in Oklahoma?
Yes, I saw it on the news.
Oh, really?
I drive right through there all the time going to work. Kind of blew my mind, but I love when I just lost it when the cop walks up and taps on the plane to get the guy's attention to get out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I did see it. That was pretty hot. I saw it on the news.
And he stopped at a red light.
Yeah.
Hold on. Everybody moved out of the way of the plane like they're used to it.
Yeah.
Another
plane.
Like it happens every other week.
And on top of it, the guy stopped at a stoplight because cars were going this way.
And the other car that was at the stoplight, he didn't move. He just stayed there. He's like, yeah, we're stopped. The plane's going to stop behind me. So
yeah. There's a car right here, and he's at the stoplight.
You think he got a ticket?
No, he had
it was an emergency
motor
landing.
trouble.
It was an emergency landing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nobody was hurt. There was no problem, so he's probably going to get off on it.
Home.
Return to home.
Yeah, return to home didn't work.
Let me ask you a question, Lawrence and Herman. Do you guys own Mavics or no? You both are
I
fans.
have a Mavic Pro.
Yeah, tell him all the nonsense you was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mavic Pro. Yeah, Lawrence. I made a mistake though. He was flying a different drone, and I told him that was a nice footage from the Mavic Pro. And
Yeah,
Lawrence got the biggest kick out of responding back.
Yes, I did.
It wasn't the Mavic Pro.
Yeah.
Yes, I did, damn it. Because I think just the live stream before that, I was like anti-Mavic this, anti-Mavic. Actually, not anti-Mavic, but the fact that we were talking about the Merces that they make you guys carry.
Yeah.
You know, the man purses they make that
They don't make me
Mavic
carry it. I
on.
don't know what you're talking about.
Thank you.
Remember, he has a Craftsman one.
Guys,
I got a Craftsman cloth tool bag.
I ordered my flying combo package and I didn't get the bag. I told him, don't send me that bag.
That bag, I don't even know where that bag is. I got everything out of it. I think my daughter uses it, but
It was a man purse.
You want to know?
All it was a shipping container to
You
get
want
the
to know
stuff
what's
to
messed
me.
up? Want to know what's messed up, guys? When I started doing a live stream, the guy sent me a bunch of Mavic Pro bags. And I can't give the damn things away because nobody has Mavic Pro anymore.
I'll take one. I love that
Take
bag.
one seriously.
Well, no, that looks kind of cool though, Paul.
That's what I carry.
You know,
Right.
NRA bag.
Give me your mailing address. I'll ship you one of these bags or two of these bags. I have about 4 or 5 of them. I just need to get rid of them. I was going to have a giveaway, but how can you have a giveaway for Mavic Pro when people are barely flying Mavic Pros?
Yeah. No, okay, I'll give you one. Yeah, I had 2 Mavic Pros, and then I thought, well, 2 of them, that's a waste. So I sold the one that was used, and the guy's he's flying it, man. He's getting a kill. He's a drone bum is flying my old Mavic, and he loves it.
It's still a beast, though, man. That Mavic Pro still.
No, let me explain something. Don't sleep on it.
At night. That's it.
Don't sleep on it. I do like my Mavic Pro. What's that, Paul?
Smart tree. Oh, that's the thing. That's the thing I was talking about.
That's for the Mavic Pro. I ordered it by mistake. I have Mavic 2, so I had to order another one for the Mavic 2s. I've never even opened this
What
one.
is it, a charger?
It's
Yeah,
a portable
it's
charger.
the charger up in the field. You can put like 4 batteries in there, 2 at a time, and it charges them up, charges up your phone or whatever else you're using.
All
Yeah,
right.
but I could have sworn I saw one for the Mavic too.
Paul,
Yeah,
look in
you
the,
do. I had to order it again.
Paul, look in the chat. There's a guy that says he has a Mavic Pro.
You have a Mavic Pro. Who has a Mavic Pro?
I was
Noah,
planning
you
on sending it to
Noah
Lawrence.
Myers. Listen closely, Noah Myers. My email is in the About Me section. Send me an email. I'll send you a bag, dude. It's free of charge.
Hey,
No
hey,
problem. I'll
hey,
send
Lawrence.
you a bag. Send me an email saying this is Noah Myers in the subject. Because if I
Lawrence.
don't recognize the subject, I don't even open it.
Hey, Lawrence, send me your address and phone number, and I will mail this out to you.
Oh man, greatly appreciated.
'Cause I'm not going to use it. I don't even have a Mavic Pro anymore.
Definitely, I have 3 batteries. I will definitely do it. And Noah Myers, if I wait a minute, hold on.
Dude, I got an extra bag too. You can send that to
I
someone.
have.
We're all gonna send. Noah's gonna get like 9 bags from us.
Gonna have a
We're
We're
gonna
all
send
gonna
out
pack
2
up our.
and get 9 more.
Yeah.
Hey Mike, I have your phone
I think I
number.
actually used that bag to put
I
my
have your
camera in.
phone number, Mike, so you can text me your address. And Noah Myers, just send me an email in the subject saying that this is Noah Myers from your live stream, or just Noah Myers from the Mavic Pro bag.
We meet up tonight. They bring it to me, Lauren. And we meet up tomorrow. Bring it to me, and I'll give it to them.
Huh?
Yeah, look
I
at
said,
that.
we meet up tomorrow. Bring the bag, and I'll give it to them.
You know Noah Myers, you know him.
We grew up in the same building.
Oh, shoot. All right. Yeah, we can do it. It's done.
Here
Now
go
it's-
another one.
Ray, as soon as I see Ray, I'll give him the Mavic bag.
Hey,
Flying
Fly Natural, thanks for jumping in.
for hanging, bro. What happened?
Fine, natural. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, look at
Cute, Justin. Very cute.
Very nice.
How you
You
doing?
wear it. You wear it well.
Yeah, how you doing? What's in your wallet?
You got the shoes?
Yeah.
I
How much are
do.
they
I have to.
too?
I got you, Mike.
You can put it right on your shoulder, walk around like it's nothing. You can put it in front of you too.
Mike, I got you. I got your address.
Justin, you're styling,
I'll
man.
get that out to you. I'll get that out to you in a day or two, probably tomorrow. I don't have anything, but
Justin could Justin
Noah
could be
Maya
a
says I know.
first model.
Hold on a second. Noah Maya says I have him. I know him. You know what it is? I'm really bad with names, but if I see your face, I probably, oh, you're Noah Myers. That's probably what it is. And he says I know him. I've probably seen him at a meetup or somewhere here in New York. But Ray, I will definitely make sure I get you a bag to give to him. Now, Noah, how many batteries do you have? So I'll know what size bag to give you. I know all right, never mind.
Anybody can have this one too. This is a Mavic 2 bag.
Never mind.
I want a Mavic 2 bag. Send it back.
Never mind. Never mind.
You get the bag. He gets the bag.
Just never mind. Forget it. Forget it.
Give me the bag. Give me the bag.
Michael's having another one.
Yeah, it got filters in it.
I ain't got nothing in it. Anybody want it?
One lucky person might get something inside the
Flip
bag.
a coin. I want the freaking bag. Give me the freaking.
That's a damn shame. We all pay for that 5-minute combo package and don't use the bag.
One lucky person might get the strap with the bag.
Have a meetup giveaway Mavic 2 bags.
You guys are done.
12 rounds for the bag.
Oh man.
We have plenty of Mavic Pro bags.
Oh, watch yourself.
Where the
We got
freaking
plenty of Mavic bags.
guys?
Please put in
You got
the
batteries? I want
would
batteries.
want a bag.
I want batteries.
Yeah, I want batteries. I only have 5. I need like 2 more.
I
Hey,
got
Paul,
freedom. Have 160.
in the chat, I'm gonna put my number so you can text me in the Zoom chat. I'm gonna put my number so you can literally text me and then I can send you my address.
Okay. As I got it's in the box it came in and I just ship it out.
Dude, I highly appreciate it. I just sent it to you, Paul.
Let me show you something real quick before you
Whoa,
go.
Michael, what is this?
Hold on.
This is
Hold on. Mike looks like Captain and Tennille.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, check this out, yo. This right here is like 35,000 milliamps, yo. I can charge up everything. He has a 110 plug on it and everything.
I want the charger.
Did you get
Give me the charger. I want the charger.
Paul, did you get the number?
Yeah, I'm going there now.
Okay, cool. All right, well, since we're all putting on hats, I'll wear my Billigan hat.
Damn.
I'm not going to say you do look like Tennille from Captain and Tennille. I'm just saying.
Right.
I think he's getting one of those Gladius underwater drones, and he's going to be the captain under the sea.
You go.
All right. Paul
like
and
it,
Justin, you're the only two without hats on now. What's up?
Herman got
You can tell who the captain of this crew is.
Hey.
Yeah, we know who the captain is.
Howdy, mate.
Hold on, let me put my workout hat
Over
on.
there on the chair.
I'm the first gunner. That's all I know.
I don't know how you can go fishing.
Hey, I support the brand.
All right, see? All right, there we go.
There we go.
All right, hold on. Sunday Nights with Those Guys is sponsored by
Those guys.
There, we just did a hat version.
Don't forget to put in the comments why you would want a Mavic bag with a strap.
Yep.
One lucky person will win one from me.
What happened?
You gotta put
one
it.
lucky person will win the bag for me. Depending on what your comment is in the
Wait,
comment
what do we got to put? I need bags. What do we got to put?
What are you going to put in the bag?
You gotta put it in the chat why he should send you
Yes,
the bag.
put in the chat.
Put in there.
Send you-
I'm confident to work to carry a man purse.
Yep.
The bag that you just showed everybody?
Yes.
Yes,
But I need the
that's a
bag.
Mavic Pro first version bag. With a
Mavic
strap.
Pro first version. Mavic,
Good
just a
condition.
Mavic Pro.
Mavic Pro purse version.
First version.
First version.
Yep. And Michael, what you could put in there is because you're tired of carrying the purse for Tennille. This way she can have her own purse.
Well, you're gonna laugh. Somebody sent me. Somebody said to me, you know, Michael, you're a man of many hats, and they sent me a bunch of different kind of hats. He sent me the captain for when I'm on the rower. He sent me the biking for when I'm on the bike, and he sent me a bunch of different hats. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wear them. So when I change machines, I got to change hats. That's the way.
There you go.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
You know, with the captain. By the way, I have been wanting a bucket hat for so long. I really broke down and got one today. You want to know why? Because the sun felt oppressive today. The sun was so hot, it felt like someone had a hot hand on the top of my head.
Is that what that's called? The bucket hat?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I need a bucket hat.
Or Gilligan's Island hat. That's a bucket hat.
Bucket hat.
Yeah. Anyway, we got 1 minute to go, guys. And I highly, highly appreciate everyone coming and hanging out with us. We're going to end it at 6:59. Anyone want to say anything in the announcements? You want to put your link, Kurt?
Everybody got a hat on now. That's great. I see you, Paul.
That's my NRA hat. Yep.
I see you. I like that hat. That's my favorite hat right there.
Yeah.
That's the only people I send money to.
Yep.
All right, we're going to end this stream. We'd like to thank you, Noah. You'll get that bag from Ray. Mikey, hold on a second. Let me just end.
I'm not going anywhere. I need the bag.
For hanging out with us.
If you guys want to support the Drone Owners Network Live, I just put the link in the chat down there. Check out some. We got coffee mugs, nice hats. Since we're talking about hats,
right? Everyone's going to get. Everyone's working on
each other. Everyone.
Herman, you giving away that hat?
This one?
Later.